Children, so we learned about land transport, road as well as railways, isn't it? Yes, road transport in India has a large transportation system and different modes of road transport in India like buses, cars, auto rickshaw. We have learned about those modes of transport. Then we learned about railways, another important means of land transport. Railways also play a very important role and it provides a cheap and fast means of transport. And then now we are going to learn about water transport. Water transport. Yes. Ships and boats are means of water transport. Ships, boats, they all are means of water transport. Ships sail in the oceans and seas. Ships sails in oceans, seas. Then carrying all types of goods from one part of the world to another. India has many ports along its coastline, long coastline. India has many ports along its long coastline. Can you name some of them? Yes, we have Mumbai port, which is India's largest port by size is Mumbai. We have Mumbai port in Maharashtra. Then we have Jawaharlal Nehru port in Maharashtra. We have Visakhapatnam port in Andhra Pradesh. Then we have Chennai port. These are different ports in India along its long coastline. Yes, so ships and boats are the means of water transport. Ships sails in oceans and seas, and they carry all types of goods from one part of the world to another. For long distance they carry this goods, and major ports in India are we have Mumbai port, we have Chennai port, Visakhapatnam port in Andhra. Steamers and boats sail along big rivers. This boats, then steamers are the which carry goods as well as people from town to town along the banks of India. They sail along the big rivers, the rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra. Big rivers like the Ganga and Brahmaputra are used extensively as an inland means of water transport. In these rivers we can see big rivers, we can see the steamers, boats sail along the big rivers. Then the backwaters of Kerala also widely used for water transport. Backwaters of Kerala, they also used mainly as water transport. Backwaters of Kerala means the branch of main river, that is backwaters means branch of the main river. Vembanad Kayal we say in Kerala is one of the famous, the largest backwaters in Kerala is Vembanad Kayal. Vembanad Kayal, it is the largest backwaters in Kerala. Then we have Alapi, Kozhikode, Thrissur backwaters, and Kerala backwaters, you know, they are so popular among the tourists. Tourists visit Kerala to for this here. So Kerala backwaters are so popular among the tourists. Backwaters of Kerala also play a very important role for the water transport. Water transport may be slow as compared to road, rail or air transport. Compared to road, rail and air transport, water transport is very slow, but it is the cheapest way, cheap way to transport bulky goods, the heavy goods over long distances. To transport heavy goods over long distances, this is the cheapest way, but compared to road, rail and air, this is very slow. Shipping plays an important role in the transport sector of India's economy. Shipping plays a very important role to transport people or goods. They play a very important role. Approximately 90% of the world countries trade by volume, quantity 90%, 70% in terms of value, 90% in terms of the volume. So this much quantity they are transporting by shipping. It's moving by sea. The coastline of India is dotted with 12 major ports. Coastline means the seashore where the land and sea connects. India has 12 major ports and 200 non-major ports. So in India we have 12 major ports. Major ports are there, and as well as 200 non-major ports also are there for India. Yes. The major ports are under the purview of the central, means they are under the control of the responsibilities by they have responsible by the central government, and non-major ports are under the jurisdiction of the respective state governments. As non-major ports are under the control of the state government, and major ports are under the responsibility of central government. Now we have 13 major ports actually, and the 12 major ports spread out on the eastern and western coast. These major ports are spread out in eastern side of India and the western part of India. Okay. Yes, so in India, if we hang India map here, the topmost part shows northern part, the bottom shows southern part, and this is the eastern part, and this is the western part of India. So eastern and western part of India, it's spread out. This major ports are there in eastern and western parts of India. Kolkata, Paradeep, Ennore, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, they are in the east, while Mangalore, Cochin, Mumbai, Jawaharlal Nehru at Javassheva and Kandla are on the western part of India. These ports are there in eastern. The major ports of India are mainly spread out in eastern and western coast of India. Some of the non-major ports are Kakinada in Andhra Pradesh, Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu, and Vizhinjam in Kerala. These are the non-major ports, famous major ports. Yes, so that's about the water transport. Water transport means ships and boats are the main water transport we use. Ships sail in the oceans and seas. Boats, steamers, they sail along the big rivers like Ganga and Brahmaputra, and backwaters of Kerala are one of they are also widely used as water transport. And major ports in India, Mumbai port is one of the largest by size. Mumbai port, we have Visakhapatnam port, Chennai port and all. And compared to rail, road and air, water transport is slow, but it is so cheapest way of transporting heavy goods from one place to another, especially long distances. And shipping plays a very important role, and we have major ports and non-major ports, and major ports are there in the eastern and western side of India, and major ports are under the control of the central government, and non-major ports are there, they are under the control of the state government. And then inland waterways. This is about water transport. Now inland waterways. What are this? Inland waterways. Inland waterways. They specially constructed canals. They are specially constructed canals, we say, that is inland waterways. India has about 14,500 kilometers of navigable waterways. Means this river sea waterways where boats can sail, which comprise rivers, canals, backwaters, creeks. Creeks means, you know, small rivers. That is creeks actually. Creeks are small rivers, etc. About 50 million tons of cargo corresponding to 2.82 billion ton kilometer was transported in 2006 by inland water transport, IWT. IWT means inland water transport. So 2.82 billion ton cargo means carrying the ship that carrying goods. They are transporting through this way. Its operations are currently restricted to a few stretches in the Ganga, Bhagirathi, Hooghly rivers, the Brahmaputra, the Barak river, the rivers in Goa, the backwaters in Kerala, inland waters in Mumbai, and the deltaic region of Godavari, Krishna rivers. So its operations are now they have restricted. Now they have not there in these parts of in these rivers, Besides the organized operations by mechanized vessels, means use mechanized vessels using machine to do something, that is mechanized vessels. Country boats of various capacities also operate in various rivers and canals. So besides this organized operations by this mechanized vessels, country boats of various capacities, they operate in various rivers and canals. Now country boats are operated in various rivers and canals. We can see countries boats to carry this goods. So inland waterways means they're specially considered canals or rivers through which the cargo they are transporting this great heavy goods. Yes, that is inland waterways. Yes, that's about water transport. So we learned about land transport, road transport, like buses, cars, then auto rickshaw. Then we learned about railways, also allowed land transport. At the same time, we learned about water transport also, water transport and inland waterways. Next is air transport. We learned about land transport, water transport. Now it is air transport. Aeroplanes are the fastest means of transport, isn't it? Aeroplanes, they are the fastest means of air transport. Aeroplanes, they are the fastest means of air transport. We can reach to any part of the world within less time. All our major cities are connected to one another and to almost every part of the world through air transport, isn't it? Yes. Air transport has made not only our country but also the entire world very small. Within India, we can travel to many states in the air transport. At the same time, we can travel to any part of the world also by air transport. So fastest means of transport. Now we can easily go to different countries. For studying, people go for higher studies to another country, then for working and just for traveling also. People go visit as on vacation. They go to other countries to see the places, about the customs, the tradition, the method of living, and habits of the people, to know about that. People just travel. Food, medicine, etc. can reach those places where rail and road transport cannot reach. Yes, by road and by railways we cannot reach food, medicine to some places, to some part of the world or country. We can use this air transport, especially at the time of this crisis. We read in the railways transport also that railways they carry men and goods to the places when there is any crisis comes. So at the same time, some tsunamis, like some natural calamities that cause huge destructions to life and properties of human beings. There is natural calamities like tsunamis, earthquake happens. The best way to transport people at the time of this problem, calamities, to rescue the people or to transport food, medicines, the materials and all, the best way is aeroplane, air transport. So helicopters and aeroplanes are pressed into service, means they use temporarily just for a particular purpose. They use temporary in times of floods and other natural calamities or accident. When these times of crisis, helicopters and aeroplanes are used temporarily for a particular purpose. However, air travel is very expensive. This is expensive. Air travel is very expensive. We can reach another country, we can reach any parts of the world within less time, but it is very expensive. Fastest means of transport, but expensive at the same time. It is also not possible to transport heavy and bulky goods by air. Yes, heavy bulky goods, it is not allowed in the air transport. Even people, when we carry or when we go to another country or within the country by air transport, there is a limit for the luggage that we have to carry, isn't it? Above that, they won't allow us to carry. So it is not possible to carry heavy goods or bulky goods in air transport. But in water transport, it is easy, and even train also, it is easy to carry heavy and bulky goods, but not in the air transport. Yes, so it is the fastest means of transport. At the same time, it is very expensive, and we can travel to any part of the world, any part of the country by means of air transport. Within less time, we can reach our destination. People travel to another countries for higher studies, for recreation, for fun, for traveling, travel and find out the habits of those people, those who are living the method of living, the custom, the traditions, and all. Then they visit the relatives, cousins, those who are far away from here, means those who are abroad, outside the country. And at the time of this famine or natural calamities like tsunamis, earthquake and all, helicopters and aeroplanes we use for reaching the food materials, food, medicines, etc. to the people, those who are suffering. But to carry heavy goods and all is not allowed in air transport. So in this lesson we were learning about means of transport. Yes, we learned about land transport, isn't it? Yes, land transport we learned, road and as well as railways. And road transport, we have a large network of roads we learned. We have Kacha and Pakka roads. Pakka roads are strong and permanent. It is easy to travel on Pakka roads compared to Kacha roads, because in rainy times and all, Kacha roads is muddy and slippery. And villages, we can see this Kacha roads mainly. They use bullock carts to carry goods to the towns and cities. But some farmers, they use tractors to carry goods and all. Some Pakka roads are connected to villages also. India, we have a large network of roads in the world, and we have national highways, we have state highways. National highways are constructed and maintained by the central government, and the biggest national highway is NH44, and the state highways are constructed and maintained by the state government. So we have national highways and state highways. National highways, it connects every major cities of India. Then roads in India divided into 4: national highways, state highways, district roads we have, then village roads we have. So road transport in India, it has large transportation system. Different modes of road transport are buses, but they are common modes of transport. People use buses to travel easily. Most of the people, they use this transport. We have buses running by the government in cities, and we have luxury buses, sleeper buses, we have private buses also we have. We travel in auto rickshaw for short distance and all. People use auto rickshaw. Then we use cars, the most popular cars in India, like Maruti, Hyundai, Tata Motors, Ford are the main brands here. And people use car like cabs and taxi. They hire this vehicle to travel to the destination, to the places, to the office and all. People use cabs nowadays. Then we learned about railways. Railways are the important means of land transport, and it is the second largest. Indian Railways is the second largest in the world. Railway carries crores of passengers and also carry heavy bulky goods from one part of the world to another country to another. And all the important towns and cities are connected by the railways. We have super fast Rajdhani Express, and we have express trains like Shatabdi Express. Super fast Rajdhani Express, it connects the state capital and country's capital like Mumbai to Delhi, Trivandrum to Delhi, like that. And we have Shatabdi Express connecting Pune to Secunderabad or Agra to Delhi, connecting the major cities in the metro cities. With the major cities. So in the times of crisis like flood, famine and all, railways carry men and goods to the people, those who are suffering. Then we have nowadays in all the metro cities, major cities, we have metro rail service also. Kolkata is the first city to have the metro service. We have local trains also in big cities. People use this local train to go to the office. Working people mainly use this local service. In Mumbai, we can see mostly this. And now every cities, major cities, we have metro rail where people working in offices and all that usually use this transport for traveling to the offices and all daily purpose. It consumes it daily. It actually saves the time, and you see for the travel. Without any traffic, they can reach the place very easily. Then we learned about water transport. Boats, ships, steamers, they are all water transport. Ships, they sail in seas, oceans. Boats, steamers sail in big rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra and all. And water transport, they also carry goods, heavy goods from one place to another. For long distances, they carry goods, heavy bulky goods. And Kerala backwaters are widely used as water transport. And shipping plays a very important role in our transport sectors of Indian economy. They carry a huge quantity from one place to another place. We have major ports and non-major ports in India. Major ports are spread out in eastern and western part of India. Then the major ports are controlled, they are under the central government, and the non-major ports, they look after by the state government. Then we learned about inland waterways. They are specially constructed canals, rivers, backwaters, small rivers. They used to carry big tons of cargo from one place to another along these rivers and all. And now country boats of various capacities also operates in rivers and canals. Then we learned about the fastest means of transport, which is the air transport. It is the fastest means of transport. We can travel to any places all over the country and outside the country within less time, but at the same time this is very expensive. People used to go for higher studies in another country, abroad we say, or for traveling to find out the good habits or the customs, traditions of the people, how they are in the other countries. And the time of crisis, especially the natural calamity comes and all, this air transport like helicopters and aeroplanes, they are pressed into service, means we use them as a temporary service for doing particular purpose. We use this service to reach the food, medicine, etc. To the people, those who are suffering. At the time of natural calamities, they play a very important role. Air transport play a very important role. Where road and rail cannot reach, air transport easily they can come to rescue people. But this is very expensive. We cannot carry heavy and bulky goods in the air transport. Time to recall. In villages, most of the roads are kacha roads made up of mud. The farmers mostly use bullock carts to carry goods to towns and cities. Farmers in villages, they use bullock carts to carry goods to towns and cities. Aeroplanes are the fastest means of transport. Then India has about 14,500 kilometers of navigable waterways. Waterways through canals, rivers, small rivers, backwaters. India, they used to carry the cargo, heavy goods through rivers, canals and all. Then ships and boats are means of water transport. Yes. So children, we have completed the lesson 18, means of transport. Now it's time to read. Children, go through the lesson well, go through each paragraph well, about land transport, about road and railways, then about water transport, about air transport. Just read the lesson carefully. Read as many times as possible. It will be so easy, or it is more helpful for you if you are reading the lessons and doing the exercise. So children, please read the lesson as many times as possible. Okay.